Hello, my name is Ben Vanaski.
And I'm Lily OK.
This is the still we selected to recreate for this project. It's from A24's Civil War, directed by Alex Garland, with cinematography by Rob Hardy. This still shows Kirsten Dunst's character Lee looking around her surroundings while driving through a forest fire. This movie was filmed on 4 different cameras: DJI Ronin 4D, the Sony A7S Mark III, the Red Repin Dragon, and the Sony Cine Alta Venice, with Panavision 8 series and Lights M8 series lenses. In order to recreate this scene without actually setting a forest on fire,
a virtual forest must be burnt instead.
for this scene in particular, they either filmed it on a Cine Alta or the A7S. After researching both lens packages, I found that a 40mm lens would be our best option. Here is the Unreal level I made. Its many features include some trees, some shrubs, a car door, fake Kirsten Dunst, some balls, and 2 lights. The rectangular light, a Kino Flow, and a spotlight, an RE-L7C. The fire assets I found on Fab didn't render bright enough to emulate the sharp specular highlights from the tree that's on fire. To solve this issue, I ended up placing a bunch of spheres in the general shape of the bokeh and made an additive, transparent, emissive texture in Unreal. I then adjusted the emissive levels to make brighter and dimmer sections of the fire. I added more foliage, found better tree models, adjusted the volumetric fog, and added more sparks. I ended up spending way too much time designing this Unreal level, and got pretty close to the original still.
Wow!
But that's cheating. We need to do this for real. I simply deleted fake Kirsten Dunst and the doors, and rendered a 5-second loop with just the background.
In setting up our project, we had to gather a car door. Thankfully, I knew a guy and we got one. It was not ideal for our shot, but a free car door will suffice. So we worked with what we had, creating a jungle of sea sands just to put one up in the safest way possible. Then we set up our camera with the Canon C300 and shot in RAW. We ended up using the Sigma primes and stayed on a 50mm lens because it was the most helpful in achieving the proper composition. We then proceeded to set up the lights. Thankfully, the lights weren't too crazy. We used a Kino Flow to get the soft lighting on her face, and then an RE-L7 to hone in on the highlight in the back of her head. The next step was to test our lookup table, or LUT. We had to consider different color spaces within Unreal Engine, so we discussed some tactics with the color scientists at RIT, and got that solved in pre-production, placing it at the end of the Unreal Engine node tree. The one issue we ran into was figuring out how to correct the green spill on the car door. We at first tried a polarizer filter thinking it could help render the car door in a natural way, but then decided to take it out after the creation of the first lookup table because it didn't really appear to be helping that much. The second lookup table was a little dim, so we had to go back. Thankfully, 3rd time's a charm within this scenario with using our last lookup table. Overall, I am happy with this match we were able to make. Moving forward, I would have helped to get a truck door, or better yet, a car, and an LED volume, but we made do with the scenario given. I also wish we were able to fix the color cast on the highlight and the back of her hair. However, in the end, I'm pretty pleased with what we were able to pull off given circumstances. Thanks for watching.